Our audience doesn't know details about what your show is. So it is Hermione Granger in the Quarter Life Crisis.
Yes, Hermione Granger in the Quarter Life Crisis.
Tell everybody what it is and what it's about.
It is a web series. It is literally about Hermione Granger from the Harry Potter stories reaching her mid-20s and going on a quest to find herself.
And starring a 20-something African American woman in Los Angeles.
Yes.
So it takes place, and it's dope. It's a really dope concept. It was very different, very great play on things. That's one of the reasons I love it. It's original as fuck too.
It's like the Wiz
of
Harry Potter.
It's like the Wiz.
The Wiz.
It's like the Wizard of Oz and then the Wiz.
Including the like difference in tone, and like completely independent.
So the funny thing is, I had the idea at the same time that Cursed Child happened. And so, because, I don't know if you guys know, but there's a play, a West End show that's now going to be on Broadway called Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
Oh, really?
And that also has a Black Hermione, but that's like, that's technically like a part of canon because J.K. Rowling has sort of put her name on the project.
Yeah.
But that was actually right around the same time.
And that was more of like a blind casting kind of decision.
Yeah.
Right? They were like, she could be Black because we didn't say she couldn't
exactly.
be.
Right.
They didn't like write her Black. They didn't change the stories. Nobody Joe Rowling doesn't come out and give an interview about how she was just passionate that Hermione should be Black. They just cast a Black woman.
She just happens to be, they just, because she was like the most talented.
The Cursed Child?
Yeah, to be honest with you, and I'm not just saying this, but it's...
Not the half-blood child.
If you're into religion and the people of Ham have been cursed, and according to the Bible, the people of Ham are actually the African-American people, and we've been cursed since the beginning of time, so was that some kind of double entendre meaning about a cursed child?
Were they really trying to say something?
Ooh, it's so racial.
Harry Potter.
Hermione is
Harry Potter and the people of Ham.
Oh my. Spin-off of Hermione Granger in the Quarter Life Crisis.
People of Ham.
Coming soon.
Well, how is it? What are the challenges you guys have encountered by doing a spin-off of an already established project?
I'm gonna really because I created the show and I direct the show, like I said, and I'm gonna really, I think, speak more on the creative side of things when I talk about the challenges, because interestingly enough, the big challenge hasn't been making the show, because there's enough Harry Potter fans that most of the crew have been people, because I don't have money, I'm not dishing out money to pay, but it's been one of those things that everybody's interested enough in that world and being like, oh, that sounds really cool. So I've been able to attract people to the project. So getting it made.
Because they come out and volunteer. People are coming out not getting paid.
Yeah.
Just passion project.
Just
that's
a passion
what it is
project.
for us.
Yeah.
So how do you schedule a shoot like that? Is that kind of like when everybody's got free time on Saturday kind of thing?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you to shoot your first season?
So the first season has 5 episodes. And we filmed the first episode in November, the second episode in December, and then we filmed episodes 3 through 5 over a 5-day period in March.
Wow.
When I tell you that I was having to move, and Alice can correct me because she's our first AD, I don't think I dropped a lot.
No. We dropped I think one scene and some specialty shots.
Yeah, but I don't think I dropped a whole lot on that. And that 5-day shoot, I was worried about that because we were shooting 3 episodes, and the episodes tend to be 10 pages long. So that's 30 to 33 pages over a 5-day period with multiple locations and lots of cast.
Yeah, lots of moves, lots of cast.
Lots of moves. So that was
really enough crew.
So that was its own challenge, just trying to get it all in and not sacrificing the artistic integrity of the show, because that's a big thing for me, is that yes, it's on the internet, and so to a certain extent you can say that the quality doesn't have to be as good, but my thing is I'm a director. Yeah. So I'm not a writer. So the quality of my work matters. The visual quality matters for my work, because I'm directing.
I was going to compliment you on your frame ups and your transition, your shots. It looks like it should be a network show.
Thank you.
Like it's very well established. So it's very impressive.
I am grinning from here to Wakanda. Fantastic. The interesting thing is, for me, it's funny because I think that what attracts people to the show is also what doesn't attract as many people, and that's because it's in this Harry Potter world, which is a very action adventure heavy series, right? But it's completely not that. It's a coming of age drama. And so I think, but for me, the funny thing, like the Harry Potter stuff, again, I say this all the time, but like I'm Black, I'm from the South Side of Chicago. A poor education system, going up against the government, like those things are not interesting to me because I grew up with that. You know what I mean? Like, oh, a government that's oppressive? What? Like that doesn't. I know that world. That wasn't like new for me. But like a kid coming from a poor place being special, that was like, oh wow, okay. Or like the idea that like you could come out of it. That's the part that really was that I was attracted to the most in Harry Potter. It wasn't like the government or the bad guy, because I feel like I grew up in a world of like bad guys, you know, and you deal with it. So that stuff did it, but I feel like, but that's what people love about the work, is that, you know, and even like having Hermione be able to like fight with her intellect. That was something that I felt like I fought to just be here. Like I fought with my mind. I fought, you know what I'm saying, to get out of.
Well, like Hermione, right, is born to like Muggle parents. Her parents are dentists, so yeah, it's not like she's broke and poor.
Not even a little
trying
bit.
To like, you know.
And she's an only child, by the way. So.
Right, so she has privilege, like financial privilege, but then she comes to this magical world where she has none. She is like the dregs of society because she's a mudblood.
And she's the metaphor for like a person of color in the movie, you know, in the story. She's the metaphor. And even the idea that, to me, that goes back to like this whole idea of like the talented 10th and like the model minority, is that, oh, okay, you can be accepted into these spaces, but you gotta be like the best. Yeah. And so I was like, what if you can be accepted and not be the best? What if that same Hermione, you know, like, what if she could be broken? And again, it's this whole idea of like the strong Black woman, the model minority. Like, we're not special because we're exceptional. We're special because we're human. You know, and so I was really, and I love coming of age stories, and I was just really drawn to the idea that you could have this person who's supposed to be special, because you never see Black women come of age. We never go through a period of like, who am I? What do I want from my life? It's just kind of like, you know, you're a little girl, and then you probably fast, because we get called that a lot, and then you grow up, and then you just are grown. Yeah. And it's kind of like, well, what's the in between part? Like, you know, and it's the same for young men as well. Don't get me wrong. And so it was that, and it was also, so it's her, you know, and it's her cousin who is named Laquita, and that was also on purpose. I was like, the Harry Potter fans will love somebody named Laquita. You know, like, we're gonna put somebody in the show named Laquita, because again, I feel very proud of like, quote, like these African American names, and I feel like you saw a generation who watched Roots, and they were like, you know what, we don't want slave names anymore. Yeah. We just gonna make this shit up ourselves. Yeah. And you hear like the same sound, like we hear a lot of L's, a lot of Q's, a lot of T's, a lot of S's. Like there's sounds that we're drawn to, and I feel like that's a very cultural thing that we don't even know the root of it. But you hear a lot of like shuz, tuz, quas, luz, like those sounds are a lot. And I know a lot of Laquitas. So I was like, yeah, like she should be there. And she's also growing up, and she's also coming of age, and she's also just a person. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, I think my favorite thing about your show is your ability to take the fictional world of Harry Potter and really plant it into everyday life. Yeah. Like when you're watching it, I feel like, yo, I could be friends with her here in LA.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like doing shit that I would do, going to the same spots and stuff, just living normal life.
Just living a normal life.
And even the dialogue reflects that a lot. Like when I was listening, there's a one-line joke from the guy, the Quidditch athlete player, I forget his name.
Taejun.
Yes, Taejun. And he made that joke about him and the girl were talking, and she was like, I'll never date you. And he's like, I'm a professional athlete. Like, that's fucking hilarious because he's talking about Quidditch.
Right.
But it's so real. And they're like, yeah.
It's
so
very real.
That's what I'm saying. So your ability to merge those two worlds is like my favorite thing about the show.
That's
honestly.
awesome.
And I love that.